So, Tuesday, Petro Tuesday, fire, Aries energy on Tuesday, right? Yo, I know I ain't the only one going through some bullshit. I know I ain't the only one experiencing this great, overwhelming, purifying, hasty energy. Don't leave me alone. I know I'm not the only one. Listen, if you ain't going through something, you ain't growing. Let me just be frank and clear. Go ahead and drop the numbers now if you don't agree. If you're not going through some shit, you're not growing, because everybody is under this situation, this energy field right now where we're experiencing some heavy-ish. And it is causing us, pushing us into a space that we need to address some things about ourselves that even if we thought we were just so healed, me being one of them, right? Me being in this space like, oh, I'm good, I can handle these. When this retrograde came around, I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. I feel like I got bitch slapped, karate kicked, chopped, the nunchucks brought out on me in the whole 9 yards, right? And I know I'm not the only one. Listen, it's okay to not be alone. It's okay to admit you're going through some things. But it's like, well, what do you do when you're going through something like this? Where do you turn? Like, do you just be mad? Do you just be like, not deal with it? Well, let me tell you something. If you're not planning on dealing with it, it's going to come back. It's going to come back, and it's going to come back probably 10 times harder than this time. And I don't wish that on nobody. Nope, nobody. I can't even think of nobody. I wouldn't do that to nobody. Not even somebody I just really don't dislike. I want people to get it and get the healing that they need. So first of all, let me just throw this out there that I'm doing free readings. And it's a quick message. If you go to the link in my bio, you'll get that link for services, readings and services, and look for a quick message. This is not the time to be asking me about relationships and BS. This is about the energy. This is a specific kind of reading, and I'm going to tell you what the shadow element is that's probably overpowering you right now, or maybe seem overwhelming, or what you may want to dig into and fix, or maybe you don't even realize that it's an issue, but spirit knows and wants you to work on this area for yourself so that you can get the healing done, so that you can grow, that you can bust that shell open, break through those rocks, and go get the healing that you need in order to grow on your journey. Because you have to go through in order to grow through, okay? And, this is not a time everybody just, happy-go-lucky and so imbalanced. That's a bunch of bullshit. Don't believe it. They're lying. The truth ain't in them. We are all, even your most balanced healers, even your, most, calm people are experiencing some stuff right now. And it's really real. And it's nothing that, no outside force is going to be able to fix for you. You have to do the work yourself. Ashe, because we have our ancestors' support and they want us to get this. In order for us to ascend to the next level, we got to get through it. We've got to go through it. We've got to grow through it, right? And it might be fiery. It might be something that the universe has been trying to communicate to us for some time now. We just have maybe planned it to the left, kind of not wanting to deal with it. I know when I get things that are like super stressful or something I don't want to deal with, I'll go around it, ignore it. And eventually it's like, you got to tackle it because it's not going to go away. It's just like, I don't know if y'all ever saw that movie. This may be a little bit before some people's time. Pee Wee Herman's Big Adventure. And remember, he saw the pet shop was on fire and he ran into the pet shop and he kept passing the snakes like, oh, hell no, I ain't doing that part. So he saved all the animals, and then eventually he had to go back and save all them snakes. And he had the snakes in his hand and he fell out. Well, he did it. So that was really brave, and he, won in the long run. He helped all the pets out, right? It's kind of like the same thing we're experiencing right now with this energy. And it's not something that just is lasting for a day. This is a phase, yes, but it's not just an overnight 24-hour, it'll go away. in the next 48, 72 hours. It's not happening. So, yeah, it's not. So, welcome. And let's get it fixed. Let's do our best to work on ourselves. If you need to know what it might be or what it is, I can definitely help you with that. Even going through, probably nurses are the worst patients and stuff like that, or doctors are the worst patients, they say. That little saying goes. But I think for me, when I'm also going through something, I'm like that patient that wants to also help heal other people. I'm like, I'm going to be well. I'm wrapping it up, and I'm, keeping my bandages tight and my wounds checked. But are they going to be okay too? So I feel like that makes me qualified, because I'm experiencing also some injury and, energy. I'm having an experience as well that I think is valuable in gaining wisdom. And I like to impart that. I think that's only fair. Anywho, also, another thing I wanted to point out is that when you're going through something that's challenging, or a phase in your life where you're experiencing like some heavy energy, it's like, well, where do I go? I thought I've gotten to this space where I didn't have to deal with this thing anymore. That's not true. And the best place to start, though, is to remember where you were when you first got on your journey and you were experiencing all these things. All these flags, all these signs were happening, and you were able to hear clearly and see things differently. It was like a new awakening. So every time you go into that dark space, just try and make an effort to get back to that light, or remember where you were, that space that you were in when you were handling all that, and you had this light shining around you. Like, even though stuff was wasn't bothering you, because you were just on this elevated, like, you were on this ascension, you were on this transformation and this awakening, and it was powerful, and it was enlightening, and it was just, fancy filled. We have to put ourselves back in that mind frame to help us get back to that place where we remember that energy. Go back to square one, reground yourself. I found that wearing the color red for the root chakra helped me to resituate my grounding, and to remember to stay reminded of who is my support, how the universe will support me. My ancestors are my foundation, right? Okay, so this is nothing new under the sun. We went through, or we are going through, what they've experienced, and what they, not just what they experienced, but what they felt. And those sort of like behaviors, or what happened with them, is happening also within us, because we're a conglomerate of all of them, right? So go back to grounding and ask them, like, have a conversation. If you got to go into the bathroom, the release place, the place where you release, and you have a conversation with them, like, I need to release this energy. What did y'all do, or what are you having me go through that I need to get? Ask them what it is what they want you to know, what they want you to get, what they want to impart to you, and the answer will come sooner than not asking anything of them at all. We have to remember that they are our foundation. And so get back to your roots. That's root work. That's what I call root work. I know it has another meaning in the occult, community, but to me, root work is working on your grounding and staying focused, staying solid, staying stable, having no fear, knowing who has your back, standing on solid ground in your beliefs. And I hope that worked for you, and that helps you to move forward on your journey as well. You can gain some traction, because you can't gain no traction if you're not on solid ground, right? And it happens, remember, everything happens in spirit first, and then it manifests in the physical. We have to keep that in mind as well. So I just wanted to impart that to you. Again, I will remind you that I'm available for this quick message free reading. So if you need that help, go ahead and use the link. Always, for safe practices anyway, use the link in my bio. I do not have another page.